right. That was dead shit, wasn't it? I'm probably just going to answer questions because there's fuck all to say on that, really. I'll say big up Fred, because actually it looked like he gave a fuck today. Really interesting quote, actually, from Robin Van Persie, who I think knows something or two about something. And sort of echoes the sort of thing that we've been saying all season. And I think it's worth, without losing our fucking heads, because I know people are prone to lose their head in moments like this. The sort of thing that we've been going on about all season. I'm glad that some of the pros are coming out and saying it, because Class of 92, bit of a bitterness about the way they talk about it. But this from Robin Van Persie is correct and he's critical. But it needed saying, and nobody with the sort of respect that Robin Van Persie carries. Like, I can say it, no one gives a fuck what I say. But Robin Van Persie saying it, you'd hope people actually give a fuck what he says and take notice. So he says, I do believe the reason why United was so flat is because the midfielders were not giving those final balls. Nobody was giving those balls. Rashford, I had him down for 15 great runs. Martial, similar. He didn't receive one. Why? Partly quality. And that's the thing. He's got an absolute bang on point. We've been talking about this now. There's no excuse to lose to some of the teams that we've lost to. There isn't no excuse. But there are mitigating circumstances at times. Today, I have to give credit to Arsenal, which I'm fucking loath to do, but I really do have to give them credit because they pressed really well. They caused us loads of problems from trying to play through the middle because we're just totally incapable of being able to play through the lines. We're incapable of playing through the lines when a team sits back. But what Arsenal did today was also to expose that complete lack of ability that we've got by being able to play from the back. They pressed us in areas and forced us into mistakes that we couldn't cope with. That's the top and bottom of it. We're just simply lacking in so much quality in so many fucking areas. And that was highlighted massively today. Now, I know people are just going to be like, just fucking sack the manager. But I'll ask you, right? What does a different manager do with that 11? And I don't, half of the reason, I don't really care what Ollie achieved as a player. Of course, I fucking love the guy. And of course, he's on the fucking wall behind me. But I'm trying to be objective about him as a manager. And I said all along, I don't see any improvement with any other manager that comes in. You have to recruit better. Klopp came 8th in his first season with Liverpool. He came 4th when we came fucking 2nd. What changed? What changed to them be going 19-1-0 in a season? What changed was they had some excellent recruitment, which fucking pains me to say. He didn't magically make these players better, apart from some of the ones that came through the academy, and you don't know if they was always destined to be that good anyway. People are like, oh, this guy improves players, this guy improves players. Well, why does the fucking transfer market exist if players can be just improved like that? The transfer market exists because you have to buy better players. Sir Alex Ferguson, one of the greatest managers of all time. When did our teams get better? When did the 1992-93 United side suddenly look like title challengers? When Dion Dublin got injured and we replaced him with Eric Cantona. Why? Eric Cantona was a fucking upgrade on Dion Dublin. Sounds like unobvious to say now, but that was the reason that team improved. How did they improve on it after that? Well, actually, we brought Roy Keane in because Brian Robson was fading and eventually Roy Keane took over from Paul Ince in midfield. And actually, he was fucking really, 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 really good. Okay. And then how do we improve it after that? Well, we brought in Ronnie Johnson and Jaap Stam. Why don't we just bring through a centre-half in the academy? Fergie was top at bringing through centre-halves in the academy. Because it's not that fucking simple. You have to go into the transfer market to buy people. You do. If Klopp was that good a manager, he doesn't spend 75 million on fucking Virgil van Dijk, does he? No. Virgil van Dijk was better than anything they had. He brought him in. Good recruitment outstrips what a manager is going to do tactically. People want there to be this fucking Jesus complex about what a manager can fucking do. The phrase, you can only piss with a cot you got, comes to mind. If the players aren't good enough, you ain't going to do dick. And magically, when you get better... Look, prime example. How did Pellegrini win the fucking league with Manchester City and get sacked at West Ham? If he's a good enough manager to win the league, surely he's a good enough manager to win the league with West Ham, right? Or is it that the quality of players that he's got at his disposal at Manchester City are far superior to those that are at his disposal at West Ham? Why do you see very minor changes between managers? You don't really see massively drastic changes. And people might point to someone like what Brendan Rodgers is doing. Okay, cool. Maybe Puel was really shit. Really shit managers, really good managers are going to have a larger or lesser effect. But for the most part, what a manager does ain't all that. And why is someone like Ranieri not got people just absolutely fucking beating the door down to him? Because what he did, saving Leicester from relegation 1 minute and winning the title, surely meant that he's the greatest manager the world's ever seen. Or maybe he happened upon a really good blend of players, found the right sort of system that fit them and managed to fucking exceed expectations and was very lucky with injuries. There's loads of things that go into whether a team's going to do well or not. I really don't ever want to fucking see United just bounce from one fucking manager to the next thinking that that's going to be a solution. Everyone sacks the manager all the fucking time. How many people do you see being successful? You have to go down the path of allowing someone to create what they see in their vision. Otherwise, you're fucking colouring in with someone else's crayons, man. You've got to be able to look at your vision. And you've got to be able to be assessed on your vision. Pep Guardiola signed 30 fucking 1 players, right? City will never sack him. He's bigger than them as a brand. But if you have signed 31 players, that's your squad. And even Fergie 20 fucking something years deep in the mid-2000s. He's finished. He's past it. He's never going to do this. He's never going to do that. He's fucking beyond it. Rafa Benitez and Jose Mourinho, they're the future. Fergie's lost his fucking way. I remember those articles. I remember people saying, fucking get him out. He's done. And what happened? This is when he was playing Kieran Richardson left back and Sylvester centre half alongside Rio and Jemba and Kleberson was in midfield. Had Fergie lost it? Or had Fergie poor tools at his disposal? And alright, the disaster that season was we came third. But I remember looking at the side that Jose Mourinho had assembled at Chelsea and just going, fucking hell, we're never going to beat them. Roy Keane was on his way out. Paul Scholes was having that blurred vision trouble at the time. All of these things was coming to a head. And it felt like United were fucking done. It felt like United was never going to get this over the line. And then what happened? He started adding the likes of Wayne Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo. He added a little bit of steel with Vidic and with Paddy Evra, and then the final piece of the jigsaw, which nobody saw coming at the time, because I remember the fume for about 2 years trying to figure out what the fuck Michael Carrick offered in the squad, was Michael Carrick. Now, the greatest manager of all time, in the middle of having every single player at his disposal, had some bad signings, and on the pitch, we weren't as good. Just think about what we've got at our disposal at the moment. So many people will go, that guy's not good enough. The guy's not good enough. That guy's not fucking good enough. And I agree. I massively agree. You can probably name 4 or 5 of those who started today that aren't good enough. But yet they start. And when you take it game by game basis, are they good enough to beat Watford? Yes. Are they good enough to beat Arsenal? Probably yes. Are they good enough to beat Newcastle away? Yes. But that's the difference with team sports. 1 or 2 players not on it, not concentrating. Look at the 2 goals we conceded today. They're both preventable. Arsenal didn't play us off the park. They played very well. And I'm not going to take anything away from them in there, but they didn't totally just blow us away by looking amazing. The same way that we conceded against Liverpool, the same way that we conceded against Villa, the same way we conceded against Everton, these individual mistakes are absolutely fucking ruining us. And that's why the performances aren't good by the end of it. Ultimately, it's a results business. Ultimately, I think Ollie's probably going to end up fucking paying with his job. But you're off your fucking head if you think that anybody just steps in here and does immediately better. The players are not good enough. Roy Keane said it 6 months ago, I think. These players threw Louis van Gaal under the bus. These players threw Jose Mourinho under the bus. They're going to throw Ole Gunnar Solskjaer under the bus. Now, I think Keano comes at it in a slightly more psychopathic way, that the players are deliberately doing this. I don't think they're deliberately doing this. I just don't think they're good enough. And I think that's fundamentally the problem here. The players are not fucking good enough to be relied upon to be consistent. Because that's what great players give you. Great players give you consistency. Great players give you the bit of magic that you need to beat a team that, maybe you're struggling to create something about. Declan in the comments says, the philosophy he's implementing is making players worse. Is it? Is it really? If the players don't care, why should the fans? Do you honestly think that a lot of the players are going in going, I can't be asked today? Some might be. Ollie got rid of too many players at once. Maybe. But maybe he needed to, and maybe all of us have been calling for that. You've got to get rid of the deadwood. Too many players that we're carrying. Some of them we carried a bit too long. I think we carried Young and Jones and some others a little bit too long, possibly even Matic as well. But we already lost loads of players anyway. Some of those players wanted to go. Clearly, it sounded like Lukaku couldn't fucking wait to leave. Herrera we couldn't keep around. So it's hard to make a case that he didn't let anyone go. He definitely let some go. But if you listen to the things that he says about the training culture at the moment, how everyone's working hard in training, and that didn't used to be the case, then I think it needed to be done. I think there was people that had to fucking go. You can't turn this around overnight. We went 4 years without winning under Fergie. From 03 to 07. Which felt like a long time at the time. We fucking absolutely smoked through that now, haven't we? Josh says, forget the Fergie era. This is not era in football entirely. You can't have a manager that lacks game management and succeed in the Premier League today. Ollie doesn't lack game management, he lacks options. There's been some brilliant game management from Ollie this season. In the last couple of weeks, actually. The players that we've got don't have the fucking ability. Like I said, listen to what some of the pundits are saying. I think, like I said, I think Scholes and Neville probably go a bit too hard. They might be a little bit too close to the situation for it to come out right. But Robin Van Persie, for me, absolutely nailed. I can't go back to this enough. How many people was giving those? Nobody was giving those balls. Rashford had him down for 15 great runs. Marshall similar. This is a man that knows centre forwards and he knows the runs that they're supposed to be making. People all the time are saying, no, Marshall and Rashford don't make runs. Robin Van Persie is telling you they're making the runs. So I'm going to defer to his expertise on this and say, yep, they're probably making the right kind of runs. We lack the ability to put the ball at their feet. And that's the top and bottom of it. And the nightmare scenario is Paul Pogba is our player to do that. And maybe he's injured. Maybe he wants out. Maybe it's both. Either way, you don't fucking play for us. We need signings and we need patience. You're not going to turn around a club the size of United in a fucking transfer window. It's going to take fucking ages. I don't know where the patience gone out of the game. Grace in the comments here just says, Ollie out. And what? And then what, man? Seriously, don't just write Ollie out unless you've got something. You go, Ollie out and let's bring in Nagelsmann. All right, sound. So Nagelsmann likes to play a very possession-based fucking style of play. Who's playing the fucking balls that Nagelsmann wants to see? Is he going to play Matic? But he's not going to do his system then, is he? We also have to spend big. Yeah, we kind of do have to spend big because United ring up and go, yeah, it's happening. All right, it was 40 million. Well, it was only 10 million for them. Yeah, it's 40 million now. Vivek, this is a valid question. Why does Ollie keep playing a 4-2-3-1 even though we don't have a good enough number 10? And why does he not trust Williams in the big games? Both valid questions and both valid criticisms of Ollie, and I'm absolutely on board with you with those. I don't like how he's playing Luke Shaw, and I thought Luke Shaw was fucking shocking today, but some people can't be objective about it and go, oh, you just fucking want Williams to play. Yeah, do you know why I want Williams to play? because he's better. And I want United to be better. Fucking forgive me. He's objectively better. He's better at defending. He's got better work rate. And he's better with the ball at his feet. We might have scored if we'd have had Williams trying to force the option. How many times did you see Luke Shaw in their box today? Fucking none is how many you saw him in there. He offers nothing going forward. And defensively, he's all over the fucking gaff. Why does Ollie keep playing 4-2-3-1? I don't know. And I can't and I won't defend that. For me, I would have played a 4-3-3 today, but when I was doing my 11, I did pick Pogba and he wasn't available. How would you play a different formation without different personnel? Maybe you could have gone to a back three. Thought a back three, in hindsight, like from half-time onwards, probably would have been a decent scenario for us. I thought that might have worked. But it's too late to fucking change that now, isn't it? This is the worst midfield in United history. Bingo. And what do you get from it? Yeah. Why are us fans being kept in the dark about Pogba? I think it's disgusting, says James. Do you know what? I think you're fucking right, you know. I actually do think that we're fucking owed some sort of explanation. Why is Ollie coming out and protecting him? Because I do think he is protecting Pogba. I really do think he's protecting Pogba. And I don't see why. Like, Ollie, he's fucking you right now. He's absolutely fucking you. If he's genuinely injured, and I got my doubts, if he's genuinely fucking injured, he's not acting like someone who's genuinely injured for me. He's not acting like a player that's desperate to get back and help his teammates out. It looks like he doesn't give a fuck. Now, I'm fully prepared to be totally wrong on this. Fully prepared to be wrong. But it feels like he'd rather do anything else than play for Manchester United. The fact that his agent is coming out and saying, get me out of this fucking club, essentially. There's quotes from Raiola 2 days ago. Considering that this is a man employed by Pogba, put it this way, if one of my lads said those things on my behalf and it wasn't what I felt, I would fucking sack them on the spot. It's got to be the same for a fucking agent and player relationship. If he's coming out and saying things that Pogba doesn't want him to say, then he would get sacked. So the opposite is true. And the fact that his brothers are going like, Paul needs to leave, do you think that that's them just coming up with it totally independently, or do you think that they're having conversations with their brother? It's so fucking clear that he wants out. Why are we fucking pandering to him? Why? And for all the people like, let's get fucking Gomez in the team. Do you know what? Angel might have helped. But you also can't pander to a guy that doesn't want to fucking be there as well. He's got to sign the contract. Otherwise, he ain't going to play. I'm going to come to the Patreon group and just see if there's any questions. I'm sure there's probably going to be loads that are fucking similar, but let's see what you're saying. Have we seen the last of Shaw? No. How's my 2020? Started off all right. It went downhill after that. How many actual new midfielders do we need? Well, I think the lads before on Paddock was saying it like, we've lost Fellaini, right? Whether or not I was a big fan of Fellaini, I wasn't. But he did offer us something different. We've essentially lost Pogba. We definitely lost Herrera. You might as well have lost Matic. Who else have we lost from the middle? Feels like it's more than that. McTominay's injured. So there's five. Five first fucking choice midfielders. Internationals, all of them, right? And one of them world class. And also Paul Pogba, right? All of those players that we're missing there. You take five midfielders out of anybody and they're going to crumble. City have lost one fucking centre-half and have just fucking completely bent in half. Five midfielders. You could make a case that you have to replace every single fucking one of those. Five. Mitt said something earlier about we're supposed to sign 3 fucking players a year or something like that. I don't know where he's got that from. Did you pull out your ass? Yeah, okay, fair. Right? So, if we're signing 3 players a year, we need to sign 7 to get to fucking 0. We're so fucking down on players. That's before you include Lukaku, before you include Sanchez, before you include any of the other fucking players that have been injured or whatever. Does tonight show that James and Lingard should never start together? It's an interesting point. I think you need, to get the best out of James, you need a ball player that's going to put the ball into the right areas for him. Without having that, there's more to it than that. Lingard, for me, Lingard is one of the first names on a team sheet against a big team. Tonight, I thought it might have been the case, but it wasn't the fucking game for him. And we can all take the piss. What's Dom saying here? All right, so Ollie's contradicted himself here. Now, this is, like I was saying a second ago, I think we're not being told the truth here about Pogba. And there might be reasons for that, but I don't feel like they're valid reasons. I feel like they deserve to tell us the fucking truth. If he's fucking around and wants out, all right, it might lower the price a little bit, but ultimately, he fucking wants out. So everyone knows. Everybody knows if someone comes in and offers any money, we'll fucking sell him. So here's what he's saying. He says he's had scans. It's nothing major. It's something that he has to be sorted within a time frame. We will do it as soon as. We've had consultants looking at him. The scans have been done by us. So he's contradicting what he's just saying there. Where's the other one?
He said 3 or 4 weeks maybe. I don't know. He's been advised to have an operation by his people, and he'll probably do that. So that person says his people that have advised him.
Yeah, all right, so it's his people and our people. All right, okay, there's... Yeah. Do you know when people don't fucking say the same thing consistently, they're fucking lying, so... Yeah, someone from the club's probably fucking done something there, innit? Anyway, right, back to the questions. Yeah, to play Jesse Lingard, you're hoping that the opposition are going to probably hold possession with their centre-halves. They didn't do that. They just fucking hammered it into the corners and overloaded us, and we fucking struggled to deal with it. They eliminated Lingard's threat, and Dan James just got fucking bullied again from minute one. To get the best out of him, you're going to have to put someone that's got the ability to put the ball in front of him, which is why I wanted to see Mason instead. Any chance we'll buy one player at least? Well, the club's fucking briefing about how hard it is to do business in January. I don't give a fuck how hard you think it is. Money talks. We've got fucking loads of it. Just fucking buy anyone. Any fucker. Having some midfielders is better than no midfielders, which is what we're almost fucking down to now. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you like to tell Luke Shaw to fuck off to his fat face? I wouldn't do that. I'd just blank. If I don't like you, I'd just blank you. That's my thing. Big Mill, no. Who's to blame for a constant lapse of concentration in defence? I don't know. Ultimately, it seems to be Lindelof seems to get on the end of some stuff, but I think that's just a coincidence. I don't think it's necessarily Lindelof. He can't help that someone fucking ends up palming a ball onto the back of him. De Gea's got to do better. I saw someone, I think it was one of the comments or a tweet earlier saying, would you drop De Gea for Romero for the cup game? He might do that. Maybe Craig Mawson coming in now as a goalkeeper coach is going to have some sort of work. I hope he just tries to batter him in training. I hope he puts like 20-ounce gloves on and just fucking hits him every time. Like Johnny goes up for a con, fucking hit him. Just to toughen him up. I don't know if that'd work, but maybe it'd work. Dean, can this board actually sign someone in January? Is it not until they sack Ollie in the summer when he's not worked miracles with Muppets? My take on Ollie's sideline performance. I'd have made the changes at half-time. They obviously had some sort of dressing room change at half-time because we started to press way higher up the pitch. It might have also coincided with Arsenal maybe taking a little bit of a breather and seeing what we do. Ultimately, he didn't have fucking loads he didn't have Wayne Rooney to bring on, did he? You're talking about Pereira, who's well inconsistent, and you're talking about Mason Greenwood and a teenager who ultimately has got loads of promise, but you can't be relying upon him to win you matches. Shaw's not fit to wear the shirt, says Gavin. Uncreative and lazy. My question is, can Ollie not see what we can? Brandon Williams has to be first choice left back. I also don't think... I know some of the lads have said, playing back-to-back games was killer, but he's... Brandon's not one that I think that. How much money would you bet that the board still think the current midfield is adequate? It's bad, isn't it? I wonder if we're... I don't know what they're fucking doing. With McTominay and Pogba out, there is such a lack of quality. Is it time to try Levitt? Or if not, who else? Dylan's got the ability and the brain to do it. It's whether or not he's got the physicality. I mean, he looked amazing. He did 100 passes against the Astana. He can play between the lines. It's whether or not he can do the rest of it because Premier League football's fairly intense, isn't it? Does this match day show overall how weakly the periphery teams are trying to get that fourth spot? It's shit, innit? Overall, Chelsea fucked it up today. Tottenham fucked it up today. And I'm like, if we fucking get a win here today, that's been apart from the Watford result, you can almost forgive the Watford result if we'd have managed to get an extra 3 points today, because we've taken a massive leap forward in that pursuit of fourth place. But then we go and absolutely fucking toss it up, don't we? Why does Ollie keep bringing players not in form and leaving out players in form? Well, the two players that you're talking about are teenagers, Brandon and Mason. There might be something in that. Sean, can we have Fred on free kicks, please? Did you write this before the game? Do you know what? Fred's performance has been really good apart from when he shoots. Whether that's from a free kick or in open play. Why is that every time Tony Marshall was trying to do something, everyone on our team was just watching? Don't know. Nick, why have you got a different colour to everyone else? What's going on there? Do we need a goalkeeper that's better in the air? Feel like we concede a lot due to Dave's lack of command in his box. It is his weakness. Dan, why did Matic play if we aren't playing Angel because he won't sign? Why is Matic getting games? That's a valid point as well, mate. Christian, is Ashley Young a better left back than Shaw? I feel like he puts more effort in. Can I give him that? I can give him that, can't I? Can Carrick register to play? Yeah, the window's open today. He could. He could. Given that we've pulled players out of retirement before, haven't we? Given that we clearly stated we're unlikely to buy anybody, should we gamble on the youth to provide a bit of squad depth in it? We already have. The well's not endless. Fuck me, the under-8s will be like, I've got school in the morning. Go to London. Righty, I'm going to wrap it up there, but thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be doing 5 things you learnt in the morning with a fucking night's sleep on it, because I can't think right now about 5 things apart from that was shit. It's well depressing. Fred was alright. And we can't play the ball forward. Jazib says all his win percentage is 29%. Well, no, it isn't. That's a lie. Yep, lacking work rate. Like to see Henderson given a chance next season. It's not a bad shout. He might. Who is the real Banter FC? That is Arsenal. Because even though we're fucking well shit, you're still 4 points below us. And you did move out of relegation territory today, so congratulations. I guess that's something, innit? Hey? Happy days. Right, I'm fucking out of here. See you in a bit.